So the other day, I was on Facebook and I was doing my every once in a while check in on family and friends, and I was scrolling through my feed and I saw a article from Mother Jones, and I'm paraphrasing this, I'm generalizing this greatly, but the basic point was we shouldn't be worried about going to Mars. We should be worried about planting trees here on Earth in order to curb the effects of climate change. And I reposted it and I said simply we should do both. Of course, being Facebook, I don't know what I expected. It invited some conversation. It was very mild for how Facebook can devolve. But some people thought that we should do both. Some people thought that we shouldn't worry about go to Mars and we should figure our stuff out here on this beautiful planet that we own, and it is lovely, and I agree with that. We should figure that out, and we should definitely be planting more trees amongst other things. But it started me thinking on the topic, and specifically about why the allure of space is so real for humans as a race, and for people, for myself specifically, and as an individual, why is the allure of space and science fiction such a real thing? So for me, I think it's always been an escape, and it's something that I get to use my imagination for and imagine new frontiers. I think we as humans were built to explore the unexplored, and I think our history here on this planet has proven that. But now we're, with the exception of the very, very depths of the ocean floor, we're out of things to explore here on Earth. So our natural tendency is to look towards the stars and wonder what's out there. And now we're in a position where technology is in such a place where going to Mars is a real possibility, and if not right now, it will be very soon. And I think that's pretty cool. I'm in the school of thought with the Elon Musks of the world where we have to do both. We have to worry about and actively engage in changing our fuel sources to something that's not only just sustainable, but that also doesn't continue contributing to the heating of our atmosphere, because stuff's getting crazy. Like a couple days ago, here where I live, Washington D.C. got just inundated with water. We got a month's worth of rain in an hour. It was insane. You guys probably saw pictures. Maybe I'll put some up over the video right now, but it was just crazy, and this stuff happens every day, everywhere. I read something the other day where a climate disaster is happening once every single day now somewhere in the world. So look, I mean, you can debate whether or not human activity has caused the warming of the planet, but what is absolutely undebatable is that we're significantly adding to whatever warming is already happening. So we do need to focus on sustainable solar, wind, things that are free that we can just take and deal with. And here's a hint to all the energy companies out there. You can make money off of those things. You can make money off of those things and they won't cost you anything. Just invest in the infrastructure. That's like, make your money. I don't give a shit. Make your money, but make it clean, please. Like your grandparents, Mr. Billionaire, need to breathe the same air that my child needs to breathe, and her children. We all need air. You're not excluded from it. Like, that's what drives me crazy about this. Anyway, I digress. So I think we need to invest in our planet and keep it livable. Like, it would be great to be a multi-planetary civilization. I think that would be cool, but we also need to be looking towards the stars and towards other options, because I, like Mr. Musk, think that both of these things can happen in parallel. They don't need to be mutually exclusive. And I think we can chase our natural desire towards new frontiers whilst still being smart about the home we own. I don't think we have to just say, well, fuck it, it's Earth. let's just burn it and then we'll find another planet. That is not my point, and I don't think that really serves anybody. So I think the choice between the two is it's false, and it's false. Whatever. Whoever wrote that story for Mother Jones, like, I get it. It makes sense to plant trees here. Yeah, congratulations. I think that's a thing we should probably do. So anyways, my ramble goes towards this. That made me think of why we play space games, and why in particular I'm so attracted to games in the science fiction genre that explore exploration. So poetic. But it's why I always come back to games like No Man's Sky and to Destiny. And I find myself, especially in times like these where the tensions are high, like whatever side of the spectrum you're on right now, tensions are high and anxiety is high, especially in this country. Good old US of A. Anxiety and depression are a way of life for all of us because of the way society is set up. And we can get into that in other videos, but it's a thing that we all ingest so much information and media that it's hard to not feel anxiety or depression, because it's just pounded into your head day after day after day. And it's important to have, and now more than ever especially, some people say that you shouldn't have an escape, you should just keep your head in the game, and these are problems that we have to tackle. Yes, that's true, but you'll also drive yourself crazy and probably kill yourself if you focus on it all the time. So escapism, healthy escapism, is important in our modern society. And for me, I find when I get really anxious, for me, the anxiety comes first, and then that can lead into the depression feeling. When that happens to me, I'm drawn back to games like specifically No Man's Sky, because you get to play out that fantasy of exploration and seeing something new for the first time. There's also a huge solitude factor in No Man's Sky for myself. Now I know that the game has evolved quite a lot since it first was released, and now you can play with other people. Matter of fact, I just now played with somebody else in No Man's Sky for the first time ever last night, when I was starting my new PC save, because as you guys know, I recently switched over to PC on everything, so I'm starting in earnest. I'm starting a new save on No Man's Sky so I can get back into it on PC, and I was learning the controls and everything, and Kyle Culver jumped in the game with me, watched me derp around a little bit, and that was fun. It was interesting to see another person in the game for me for the first time. I've been away for a while, I know that, but I find myself drawn back to No Man's Sky now for the solitude, the exploration, and the time for decompression that it gives me. And for me, being able to explore space at my computer at the end of the day, when I get done parenting and being a husband and being a business owner and all of this stuff that just wipes me out. At the end of the day, for me, going into a game like No Man's Sky and just seeing what's over the next vista, looking at the beautiful skybox and just taking a moment to breathe and look at things, sometimes that can make all the difference in today's world. And it's not only No Man's Sky, it's video games in general. Storytelling is one of the most important things that humanity has created, I believe. And you don't have to watch a show or a movie or read a book to tell a story. In video games, we get to tell our own stories. And the story in No Man's Sky is so dynamic because it carries whatever weight you're carrying that day, if that makes sense. So my point is that we need to explore. It's literally in our DNA to go out and search new frontiers. And we need to do that in real life and in our leisure time, whatever form that takes for you. But we do need to also be aware of tending to the things in our actual life that sustain us, keep us healthy, keep us sane. And sometimes those can go hand in hand. Sometimes the two have a nice little blend. And for me, at the end of the day, that's sitting down and playing a game like No Man's Sky and looking at the scenery and imagining something better out there. And you can take that for what you want to, and you can think that I'm living in a dreamland. That's fine. Guess what? We're all living in a dreamland. It's whatever you want to do with it. And it's all going to end for everybody one day, so you might as well do what you love. And for me, that is using the medium and the art of video games in order to deal with my own shit as a human being. So this is probably the kind of stuff that I'm going to be doing on the channel from here on out. And, I hope you stick around. I hope you like it. Do all that stuff that I'm supposed to tell you to do. See you next time.